Senators met briefly this morning to hear the first reading of an act to establish the Public Parks and Public Beaches Authority bill. The bill, which was recently passed in the lower house of Parliament, is anticipated to transform the way beaches and parks are managed and maintained. This piece of legislation also calls for the creation of new jobs with the introduction of a trained workforce of park wardens and lifeguards.
Now, the Public Parks and Public Beaches Authority, once established, is to be governed by a 12-member board. It will have responsibility for the overall control, plan, design, management, and maintenance of the facilities, including naming of public parks and beaches. The day-to-day management of the authority will be headed by a director who will be appointed by the board. The board is also expected to meet once a month. Now, the Senate has adjourned to Wednesday, November 5th at 10 a.m., at which time debate of the bill is expected to begin. Well, kicking off its week of activities, Urban Renewal held its ecumenical service at the Prayer and Praise Assembly Church on Sunday, giving thanks for the successes the program has had in transforming the lives of Bahamians in the inner city. In his address, Deputy Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis says now is the time to celebrate the efforts of the foot soldiers who are working tirelessly to not only introduce but sustain urban renewal programs throughout the Bahamas on islands such as Grand Bahama, Cat Island, Abaco, Bimini, and of course New Providence.
Concerned about ensuring that we do all that we can to cause the transformation of people. Governments cannot change people. The church cannot change people. None of us can change people. What we can do, though, is provide the facility that cause people to want to change.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Cia Scatterly. Beginning today, the Bank of the Bahamas has suspended trading on the Bahamas International Securities Exchange to allow the release of full information regarding material events in their company. Although BOB shares are no longer trading on the exchange, BISC says the company is still required to notify the public and continue its disclosure obligations in accordance with the rules. In other business news, Island Living Real Estate's newest agent, Carrie Ann Pierce, is calling for a discussion on rezoning of some areas of the Eastern District, allowing low-density condominium development, taking a lesson from residential offerings that have attracted young professionals and those wanting to downsize to the West. And in international news, HSBC in the United Kingdom has set aside $378 million to cover potential costs from investigations into currency trading. HSBC is among several banks being investigated over the alleged rigging of currency markets. This has been your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Cia Scatterly.
The Sharon M. Bruni Care Foundation, a nonprofit organization aimed at bringing awareness to colon cancer in the Bahamas, held its official launch during a luncheon on Sunday at the Holy Trinity Activity Center. The foundation's spokesperson, Denise Newton, says it was a family tragedy which sparked the idea.
She was my aunt, and she was really a spectacular person. She had colon cancer. She was diagnosed at the age of 51, and she fought for 7 long years and strong years. Before she was diagnosed, we didn't really know much about colon cancer. So with our experience with it, I think that a lot of other Bahamians don't know much about colon cancer. So our main goal right now is awareness.
Well, substance abuse continues to cause global challenges such as psychological, economic, and health problems, and it's no different here in the Bahamas. Recognizing this, the United States Embassy hosted various agencies to a certification seminar to address these issues. The program's director, Tay Bain, outlines exactly what the seminar entailed and applauded the Bahamas for leading the way, as it is the first Caribbean country to participate in the Sri Lankan-based program.
The main objective is to enhance the capacity, particularly the global capacity for addiction treatment.
Sundance Rehabilitation Center is the premier drug treatment facility in the Bahamas, and so we're trying to ensure that all our staff that work in that area are trained.
As we know, as it relates to crime and the use of drugs, prison, corrections, we play a major role, and this course will be most beneficial.
Agencies are coming together from government and from the NGO sector to really look at best practices and to learn from each other. And traditionally, we don't get to do this. We're so busy, resources are not there for us to come together, so we're very appreciative of this opportunity.
The dredging of harbors in New Providence, Ragged Island, and Inagua set to begin soon as the Defense Force expands its marine fleet, welcoming 9 new vessels purchased earlier this year. Speaking with ZNS News in Inagua, Member of Parliament for Mical, the Honorable V. Alfred Gray, explained how the boats will be positioned and assist in the fight against illegal activity.
Inagua will be the second largest of them, as I understand it, and some boats will be stationed here, and we will call them, for better word, interceptors. And it is intended that they will ply between the Southeast Providence Channel, Inagua, and Haiti and the Dominican Republic, staying always in all waters to ensure that no illegality takes place, like illegal fishing, illegal immigration,